What the hell was that? Oh! Ah! Get away from me! Oh, no! No! Get to the water! Get to the water! Ah! Oh, no! Oh! Woo! Yeah, suck it. Oh, no! No, 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 no! Oh, no! No! Oh, God, oh, God, 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 no, no! Eat the caribou! Oh! Oh, he's going after me in the water! Back up! He's huge! What the? Get away from me! Ah! What the? I mean, I'm glad the bear can't attack in the water, though. I'm glad they haven't made that animation yet. I guess I could cheese the bear. Oh. The f is this? No! What is it? Get away from me! I can't even swing at him anymore. Get away from me! Let's go! I'm done. Dude, I'm done, guys.
We are a wildfire! You can't contain us! We are the riot! Yeah!
What's going on, everybody? My name is American Riot, aka the King of Hype, and today I have another video for you all. And we're talking about Icarus today. What? The new survival game by Dean Hall? The dude behind DayZ? Yes. Is this game super brutal like DayZ? Maybe. We'll talk about it. Is it full of tons of bugs and wonky animations? Absolutely. Anyway, no, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons and my initial thoughts on my first 2 hours of Icarus. I booted it up on the stream the other day on Twitch and played it for the community and had a good conversation with everybody, and got to show off the very first footage of this game that kind of went out to the public. So, with that being said, if you like this video, make sure you leave a like and consider subscribing. We're going for 470 subs on YouTube. I'm so excited to be on YouTube now. We were just going for 440. You all absolutely crushed it, and I'm just stoked to bring more content on a different platform for our community and bring people into the community who aren't already a part of it. So, thank you for being here, and let's get into it. So I want to talk about what I don't like about the game first, and then we'll go into what we do like about the game. I think it will be important to end on a more positive note. So the first thing that I don't like about the game is the performance. The performance was just really terrible, and the frame rate was bad. But it's in beta. Like, I know. It's the first time anyone's played it. I know, right? I get it. It's beta, and there's going to be performance issues. But I was just shocked at how poor it performed. I didn't even know DLSS was on, and I went into the settings and DLSS was on. So I thought, well, maybe I turn it off. We might get better performance because it's performing really bad at 1440 on the graphics that the game set for you, right? And everything. You couldn't change the quality of the graphics. And so I turned DLSS off, and it was basically unplayable. The frames were so low. I went ahead and set it to 1080 instead of 1440, and the game obviously ran smoother. But I was curious to see on the DLSS side of it, if we set it to performance mode, if it would actually play better. Well, we set it to performance mode instead of balanced. It initially comes on balance mode is what the DLSS setting comes on when you boot the game up. We put it on performance mode. You do get more frames, but the grass looks terrible. The textures look muddied, and just, it was very, very unpleasant to the eye. So that's the first thing. The next thing I didn't care for was the animations. There was a lot of animation problems, and particularly between the first and third person animation. So if you're in first person and you go to throw a punch and you just have your hands equipped and you switch to third person, you do that same animation, the guy looks like he's throwing an axe, right? Or swinging an axe. So it just, a lot of issues like that. When you look down in the water and you're swimming, you have an axe out, you see your arms swimming, but your character is clearly holding an axe, right? Or a hatchet. And so like that was just really weird. A lot of things like that. As far as animations go, I get it. It's in beta. There's going to be all these issues. I just think if the game is coming out in November. That's my understanding, and I could be wrong. But my understanding the game's coming out in November. This is a lot of things for them to fix and work on. And some of these animations were apparently in an old build or an older build that Big Fry played. When Big Fry interviewed Dean Hall, he had some of those same issues with like the axe swinging animation and some of the other stuff. And so I don't know. That's my piece on the animations. So kind of going hand in hand with animations are the character models. I think the character models are very disproportionate. Chat mentioned it a few times when we were in the character creation screen. It just looks weird. The arms are too long, or for the legs are too short for the arms. I don't know what it was. And then the character models, the faces themselves. So you get a few faces that you can switch between for the male character, and a few faces that you can switch between for the female character. And the faces just looked odd to me. Like they just looked strange. I wasn't a fan of them. But that's at least my piece on character models. So the other thing that I didn't care for about the game, and some people may disagree with this, it just felt too easy. Like coming from the mind behind DayZ, arguably one of the most brutal survival games that's out there, right? Like I've spent hours just trying to find an apple on DayZ so I don't die. You know what I mean? Like I can't tell you how many times I've died from not finding food and water in DayZ or getting infections. Like whatever. Am I trash? Probably, because I've died that many times trying to find food and water. That's besides the point. The point is this game, it just felt like really easy. Like there's just a ton of food around. There's animals everywhere. That is going to go into what I like about the game though. And it's kind of a double-edged sword. But so there's a lot of food. You never really have to look for food. You never have to worry about running out of oxygen. I mean, you just go hit a rock and you get oxygen. You never have to worry about running out of water. I mean, there's just a pond right there. You just go into the pond, you hit F, and your guy, zoop, just whatever. Like, I don't know, slurps it into his spacesuit. That was a terrible sound for the sound, but whatever. It just seemed too easy, and that's one thing I just kind of was actually a little shocked by out of a lot of this stuff, was that I just thought the game would just be more brutal on as far as the survival aspect goes. So kind of going hand in hand with the survival aspect of it and being a little easy, the oxygen, I got quite a few comments in chat throughout the night. Like, it was just strange. Like, are we on Earth? Are we not on Earth? Is this a planet that has oxygen? Because there's trees and there's wildlife and there's water and there's all these animals that we would see on Earth. There's obviously wind. It's blowing around the leaves. Like, why do you have to have an oxygen mask? It wasn't really explained when the game first started up and through the cutscene. So I don't know. Maybe that's just on me. I just think that if you're just kind of diving in and just the average person is going to jump into this game and is going to put a few hours into the betas, like, I don't know, it just seems odd. So it was a little confusing as far as the planet goes. And that just kind of speaks to the overall confusingness of the game. To me, like, the user interface was okay, but just generally when you get into it and you're starting up the game, it just didn't make a ton of sense. Like, this is what you're here for. This is what you're doing. Like, we just fell in on a ship, and then I guess you're supposed to loot and get it back up to the space station. Just in general, it felt like, and that could be on me, right? Like I'm not a smart man, Janae. I don't know. Maybe it's just on me. I don't know, but that's my thought on that. And overall, it just didn't feel incredibly fun to me. I've played a lot of survival games: Scum, DayZ, Rust, Zero Survival, and all those games have a certain aspect that makes me want to jump back into the game and really want to like play it again, right? Like when I log off and I go to bed, I'm kind of laying in bed like, oh man, like I kind of really want to jump back on this game tomorrow after work, right? Or whatever it is, right? I didn't really have that with Icarus, and maybe I will later. Maybe as they open up different parts of it and flush the game out more, or we get to play in the next betas or even at launch, maybe. We'll see. You can build really cool houses on Icarus. And that's going into what I like about the game. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So what I like about the game is the building. I think the building is cool. You can build really cool structures and they can catch on fire, and it's pretty cool as far as the destruction goes. I think the world is absolutely beautiful. The graphics are great. The storms, to me, are the highlight of this game. The storm rolls in, the wind starts blowing, you can't hardly hear anything. It's very, very immersive. The sound design is great. So speaking to the storm, the sound design I think is great. When you're hitting rocks, when you're chopping stuff down, when the storm rolls in, I think the weather effects, the sound, the world overall, it's very immersive. And I think that's very, very important when you're playing a survival game. The wildlife, I think, is cool. I kind of talked about it as a con earlier because it makes it easier to find food, but I think the wildlife was neat. There was a lot of different animals that we saw just in the short session that we played. There were deer, there were bucks, there were raccoons, there were wolves, tons of fish and bears, maybe caribou. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing those up with the bucks, whatever. Anyway, but a lot of different things that I saw as far as the animals go. I think the crafting was cool. And there's a tech tree as far as a talent tree as well, that as you level up, you can put points in those talents and the techs, and allows you to make your survivor really the way you want and to have them survive. There's like a lone wolf build, there's a hunter build, there's really like a gatherer and a builder build. I think that's cool. You can put points in different things and really play the game you want. I think all those things are really cool about Icarus. Overall, it's something that I just didn't care for, and we'll see if my opinion changes. I just want to share that with you all. I actually planned on showing gameplay of this video and cutting up some clips and throwing it on here, but really just ended up being an opinion piece, and I don't really do these. But I do hope Icarus succeeds. I think the game has a lot of potential, and only time will tell. Obviously, Dean Hall and his team over at RocketWorks, they put a lot of love in this game. They've been working on it a long time, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Craft bandages. I'm all jacked up. Man, oh man, I can't see anything. Oh, there's a fucking wolf. Oh my god, dude. No. Leave me alone. Don't attack me. I'm just sitting here. Don't attack me. I have a knife. I will kill you. No! No!